As the Marvel Cinematic Universe's third phase came to a close in 2019 with Avengers Endgame, many people were left wondering if this was the beginning of the end of days for Marvel. For almost a decade, Marvel has remained one of the most popular entertainment franchises in the world, captivating millions around the globe with its unique blend of beloved characters and intertwining storylines. In this video, we will explore why it might seem that all is over for Marvel, what happened to start such speculation, and what could be coming next in terms of continued success. The summer of 2019 produced what is still regarded as the millennial generation's most important cinematic event. The culmination of 11 years of world building and 22 flicks, Avengers Endgame was devoured by viewers like a big, fat turkey on Thanksgiving. The Marvel Cinematic Universe accomplished a thing that no other franchise before or since has been able to do, by delivering breathtaking thrills and iconic scenes while tying up all of its loose ends in a messy but still appealing knot. Even if the claim makes some movie purists grimace, it wouldn't be an overstatement to declare Endgame the event of a lifetime. The movie was a combination of gags, characters and tales that were so ambitious and, dare we say it, audacious, that they altered the way we view movies. It was the ideal depiction of the MCU brand. The movie, along with the entire MCU concept, was a Herculean task that was successfully accomplished, dazzled spectators and left them in awe of the excess they saw on the big screen. But the environment after Endgame is very different. We may have become more pessimistic and unforgiving due to the pandemic, or Marvel may have lost some of its earlier enchantment, or is the studio putting this all together out of great pride? The MCU, however, is now more ugly and tedious than ever. The large franchise is currently lifeless, soulless, and, worst of all, dull, just like a once delicious food that turns tasteless after being had too frequently. The thrills and surprises that made Marvel famous are no longer present. In their place, there are incessant cameos and increasingly forgettable post-credit scenes designed to introduce the next chapter in an unending story. The once uniform fanbase of Marvel is now divided, with some fiercely protecting it against criticism and others who feel betrayed by the once powerful franchise on opposite sides. Critics are now less inclined to accept Marvel's errors since they are more evident than ever, flaunting themselves in our faces as if daring us to point them out. Phase 4's projects have been divided and inconsistent, and we have called them out. Thor: Love and Thunder, one of the studio's most recent releases, got mixed reviews, much as Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Eternals and Black Widow before it. Indeed, a short glance at these movies on Rotten Tomatoes reviews will show that critics are utterly uninterested. They always write in their reviews, "Yes, this movie is meh, but it's okay for the MCU." These undertakings are now being evaluated by critics as part of a broader machine, rather than as unique accomplishments. Indeed, they are sentences used to create a paragraph, which will subsequently create a page, and so on. They are neither singular nor even distinguishable from one another. Therefore, the question is not whether or not Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is entertaining in and of itself, but whether it's successful in introducing the young Avengers. Fans and some detractors enjoy pointing out how the MCU's success was based on its capacity to tell a cohesive tale while maintaining viewer interest. But that formula has its limitations, and it's already under strain, particularly in light of the launch of the Disney Plus series. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is clearly experiencing its midlife crisis over 15 years after its birth. It no longer appears to have a defined direction or even a predetermined goal. It resembles the DCEU in that it throws a lot of concepts against the wall to see what sticks. It is hiring auteurs to helm some of its biggest blockbusters while constraining their creativity and limiting their visions, leading to pictures like Frankenstein that would be more appealing to everyone. To the delight of some and the heated annoyance of others, the MCU is also stepping up its use of humour, which is one of its most contentious elements. Its most glaring error is how dreadful its movies suddenly appear. As the worst customer to work for, Marvel has received open criticism from the VFX teams for their strict deadlines, high demands, and unreasonable expectations. Who can blame the overworked, stressed out and underpaid artists working against the clock to complete the VFX on the newest MCU project and producing mediocre results. When everything is against them, overworked, overstressed, and underpaid workers can only accomplish so much. And it's not like the Marvel crew is on their side. On the contrary, they're the first to attack them for stupid reasons at Vanity Fair. These days, the MCU consists solely of cheap thrills, laughs, and VFX shots. How can a movie with a $200 million budget be made on a shoestring? In certain respects, Marvel continues to pave the way. However, consumers are sick of cheap products and can no longer hide or conceal their resentment. The once joyful and upbeat online fanbase has turned sour and resentful, raising its voice to bemoan these films that are no longer compelling or stunning. How long before they begin to completely ignore them? The MCU is at a turning point. Even though its allure is quickly fading, it still seems far from finished. Marvel president Kevin Feige and his crew recently went on a retreat to plot the next 10 years worth of MCU content. The MCU can and will continue. It's not as if it couldn't. The legacy of this franchise as a cinematic milestone and a franchise that changed the game is at risk. We're referring to the conflict over the MCU's soul, or at least what's left of it. As the franchise progresses through its character roster and begins approving proposals for Werewolf by Night and Nova, its issues become more apparent. The MCU has a history of making nobody become somebody. Before Feige and colleagues transformed Iron Man and Star-Lord into superstars capable of serving as the focal points of their blockbuster trilogies, they were C-list characters. The MCU was still thrilling in 2008 and 2014. It had audiences in the palm of its enormous hand and was full of promise and inventiveness. We were once taught to anticipate awe and spectacle from the MCU's films. Now, it's teaching us to take fan service and jokes about how ridiculous everyone's superhero codename is as a given. The statement, "the next picture will just be as horrible, you just wait and see," that was once a promise and now reads like a warning. Marvel needs to stop messing up its movies and television shows and uphold its reputation as a game changer. If not, the exact audience who once elevated it will use their bare hands to knock down its shrine. Because one thing is for sure, nothing makes people happier than destroying a fallen idol. As Phase 4 has progressed over the past 2 years, Marvel Studios has undoubtedly faced challenges in its rise to popularity. Some directors have even been frank in their criticism of the show, claiming that because there is so much of it that is similar to itself, Marvel fans have become zombies. Even after the following 2 Avengers films arrive in theatres in 2025 and 2026, Marvel Studios will continue indefinitely. The actual mystery is what exactly awaits Earth's mightiest heroes after they defeat Kang the Conqueror and Doctor Doom. The multiverse saga is over, but now that the X-Men are part of the MCU, there is a slate of mutant-related projects that will undoubtedly take centre stage, with Deadpool 3 being the first to emerge in Phase 5 or Phase 6. After Kang and Doctor Doom, fans are still waiting for the next supervillain to enter the fight, which leaves Galactus as a potential saga-ending foe for Earth's mightiest heroes to defeat. The bottom line of more statements suggests that fans should only anticipate the franchise's demise for a while, particularly given that the narrative will continue to feature fresh material far into the late 2020s. Endgame marked the end of an era for Marvel's cinematic universe. While it may be a sad moment for fans, we must also recognise the incredible milestone that has been reached and celebrate all that this franchise has achieved over the past decade. Whether or not this truly is the end remains to be seen. Still, there is no denying that Marvel will continue making waves in popular culture for many years. With new characters, stories, and possibilities, we can look forward to more exciting adventures from our favourite superheroes as they pave their paths into the future. Hope you liked this video. What do you think about the future of Marvel? Please share your feedback and we'll see you in the next one.